Have you ever wondered how specific vitamins affect ADHD? If so, you are in the right place because that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to take a look at how vitamins can help naturally support kids with ADHD. But first, let me set something straight. A lot of people assume that ADHD only affects a child's attention and their behavior, but this isn't true. ADHD can influence lots of other aspects of a child's life, including how a child eats. Kids with ADHD might struggle with eating properly due to a variety of reasons like medication that reduces appetite, sensory challenges, or stressful meal times. So in this video, we're going to break it down. We're going to break down the essential vitamins that support brain health and also help managing ADHD symptoms. We'll provide you with the top vitamins needed, their benefits, and tips on how to ensure your child is getting these vital nutrients. Stay tuned to learn how you can support your child's health with the right nutritional choices alongside any other treatments they might be receiving. Now that we've introduced the role of vitamins in managing ADHD, let's look a bit deeper into how ADHD specifically affects a child's nutrition. Understanding this will really help you see why certain nutritional deficiencies are common among kids with ADHD and how these deficiencies can impact them. Children with ADHD may face unique challenges when it comes to absorbing and using nutrients effectively. There are a few reasons for this, so I'm going to share them with you now. The first one is medication effects. Many medications used to treat ADHD, particularly stimulants, can suppress appetite. If they're not feeling hungry, they're less likely to eat enough, which can lead to not getting enough essential vitamins and minerals in their diet. A second reason kids with ADHD might have trouble getting the nutrients they need is because of impulsive eating habits. ADHD can sometimes lead to, that impulsive behavior, which includes eating habits. Children might gravitate towards sugary, fatty, or salty foods, which are less nutritious rather than balanced meals. Next, we've got gastrointestinal issues. There is some evidence suggesting that children with ADHD may have more gastrointestinal issues, such as a slower digestion rate, which can affect how nutrients are absorbed and utilized in the body. And then finally, increased metabolic demand. ADHD-related activities such as high levels of physical activity and the mental strain from continuous focus and hyperactivity can increase metabolic demands. This heightened metabolic rate may require a higher intake of nutrients to meet those energy needs. These factors can make it challenging for children with ADHD to get the right amount of nutrients in their diet. And when kids don't get the nutrients they need, this can exacerbate ADHD symptoms, which is not what we want. So now you might be wondering, what vitamin deficiencies do kids with ADHD often have? Of course, every child is unique, and this will all greatly depend on a child's diet as well as their unique makeup. But there are some vitamin deficiencies that do seem to be more common in kids with ADHD. Common vitamin deficiencies include deficiencies in vitamin D, iron, zinc, and magnesium. Vitamin D deficiency is notably prevalent in children with ADHD, with multiple studies highlighting significantly lower levels of serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D compared to healthy controls. And this deficiency is associated with various ADHD symptoms, suggesting a potential benefit from supplementation in managing the condition. Iron deficiency is also frequently observed and is linked to poor memory, inattentiveness, and impulsiveness in children with ADHD. Zinc deficiency is another common issue affecting neurological function and potentially exacerbating ADHD symptoms. And finally, magnesium levels are often found to be lower in children with ADHD as well. So now let's move on to some of the most important vitamins in ADHD management. Now, as I already mentioned, vitamin D, iron, zinc, and magnesium are commonly lacking in kids with ADHD. So let's talk about each of these in more detail and look at why they are so important for our kiddos. So let's start with vitamin D. Yes, it's often referred as the sunshine vitamin, Vitamin D helps regulate the synthesis of neurotransmitters, which are so important for brain communication. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked to various neurological and psychiatric disorders. Many Americans do not get sufficient amounts of sunlight and therefore deficient in vitamin D. A vitamin D supplement can work wonders to improve the symptoms of ADHD and anxiety, especially when it's taken with a supplement of omega-3 fatty acids. That's because these macronutrients regulate serotonin production, which is our feel-good hormone in our body, which is linked to social behavior, appetite, sleep, digestion, and memory. Vitamin D will also generally help reduce inflammation in the body, which is the key to reducing ADHD symptoms. Multiple studies indicate that vitamin D supplementation can be beneficial for children with ADHD. One study found that vitamin D, when used as an adjunctive therapy to methylphenidate, improved evening symptoms in children aged 5 to 12 years. Another study reported improvement in cognitive functions such as attention, opposition, hyperactivity, and impulsivity with vitamin D supplementation in children with ADHD. A clinical trial suggested that vitamin D and magnesium supplementation reduce conduct problems, social problems, and anxiety and shyness scores compared to the placebo. My favorite vitamin D supplement is called Shine Thrive, and you can find that link to that in the video description below. Next up is iron, and many people only associate low levels of iron with anemia, don't they? But iron is critical for optimum brain function. Some researchers also believe that low levels of iron can be an underlying stressor of ADHD. Iron deficiency levels are inversely correlated with the severity of ADHD, meaning that the children with the most severe iron deficiency are often the most inattentive, the most impulsive, and the most hyperactive. This result suggests that low iron stores may explain as much as 30% of ADHD severity. Research involving Turkish children with ADHD indicate that vitamin B12 and iron support might be useful in managing ADHD symptoms, particularly those related to learning problems. Okay, next up is zinc. Zinc is a powerful antioxidant. It boosts cell growth and development, and it improves immunity. It also aids in the creation of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and those are those happy, feel-good neurotransmitters which are associated with improved mood, social development, and sleep. Another reason zinc is so important is because of how it relates to copper in the body. So when zinc is low and copper gets high, this can lead to a deficiency of dopamine. Because of this, balancing out that copper-zinc ratio is super important. And the usual way to do this is to increase zinc. Zinc is also important when it comes to things like brain development, auditory processing, language processing, sensory processing, eye contact, muscle tone. And researchers found that zinc supplementation can be helpful in reducing ADHD symptoms. And another thing to keep in mind is that low levels of zinc can actually lead to picky eating. So that's another reason this mineral is so important for our kiddos. Next up is magnesium. It's important for nervous system regulation, and a lack of magnesium can make it harder for children with ADHD to relax and calm down. This mineral is used in over 300 biochemical processes in the body. It's a lot of biochemical processes. It is important for muscle relaxation, supporting the immune system, keeping your heartbeat steady, regulating blood glucose levels, and aiding in the production of energy. Many parents find that magnesium makes a surprising difference to their kids' anxiety or depression. It aids in their sleep. It also reduces hyperactivity. There are even studies supporting the efficacy of magnesium in anxiety, depression, and sleep. Stress depletes magnesium levels. So if you are already low in magnesium, anxiety can actually make your levels worse. So it becomes like this vicious cycle. So it makes a lot of sense that many parents say magnesium was the game changer for their families. My favorite magnesium supplement is called Mind Thrive, and you can find that in the link in the video description below. So let's do a quick recap on what we've covered so far. We've talked about why kids with ADHD sometimes experience nutrient deficiencies. And we also talked about 4 specific vitamin and minerals that kids with ADHD often lack. They were vitamin D, zinc, iron, and magnesium. Now let's cover a couple more supplements that often benefit kids with ADHD. Omega-3 fatty acids are crucial for brain health and are also often low in children with ADHD. In fact, omega-3 deficiency is a common problem in the United States, and that's because foods that are higher in omega-3 fatty acids are usually the ones that are rarely consumed by Americans, especially children. Our bodies actually can't make omega-3 or omega-6 fatty acids on their own. The only way we obtain these types of fats is through our diet or through supplementation. But unfortunately, most Americans don't eat enough foods that are high in these omega-3 fatty acids. And to make matters worse, most Americans eat way too much omega-6 fatty acids, which are found in many of those plant-based oils. Omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids are meant to be in a 1-to-1 ratio in the body. But unfortunately, due to the Western diet, the amount of omega-6 in our body has reached unprecedented proportions. In contrast, those omega-3s is typically extremely low in Americans, especially in children who rarely eat oily fish. So having a proper fatty acid ratio helps support brain function, memory, clear thinking, mood, and organizational skills, all things that children with ADHD can benefit from. So you can definitely see why omegas are important for kids with ADHD. My favorite omega supplement is called Omega Thrive, and you can find that link to that in the video description below. Now, the final supplement I want to mention is a good quality probiotic. There is a huge link between the gut and the brain. And when the gut isn't functioning well, the brain cannot function at its best either. The brain has many areas that are involved in gut function, but one of the main areas is the frontal lobe. And the frontal lobe is responsible for things like attention, focus, executive function, planning, organizing, problem solving. These are areas that many of our kiddos with ADHD struggle with. So ensuring the gut is functioning at its best will ensure our children's frontal lobe is functioning well as well. Research shows that taking probiotics can help support the gut-brain connection. But, and there is a but, the problem with a lot of probiotics on the market is that the strains actually don't survive digestion. So you want to make sure you're getting a high quality one. Not all probiotics are created equal, and that's why I love a supplement called ProThrive so much. Most probiotics, as I mentioned, don't survive digestion, but ProThrive does. It actually reseeds the gut, okay? Just like springtime, we go and reseed the garden, and it does that rather than just putting in strains that go away once the supplement is stopped. So this formulation contains clinically tested powerhouse ingredients, including those reseeding or spore-forming probiotics that can survive digestion and reseed the gut. As I said, most probiotics on the market don't even survive the digestive tract. It also contains a non-spore-forming probiotic called B. longum, which really helps with that calm yet focused state of mind. It's called a psychobiotic. And then finally, it contains saffron extract. Now, second reason I love ProThrive so much, along with providing a probiotic strain that supports the gut-brain connection, is that ProThrive contains that saffron. The saffron in ProThrive, especially when paired with the 2 forms of probiotic, can have some pretty powerful effects. In fact, one study researchers tested the effects of saffron extract on 54 kiddos aged 6 to 17 years with ADHD. Approximately half of the participants received saffron extract, while the other half received methylphenidate, a common prescription medication used to treat ADHD. Then they tracked ADHD symptoms at a baseline and again at week 3 and week 6. Saffron showed equal efficacy as methylphenidate. Crazy, right? I mean, when I read this, my mind was blown. I had no idea that there was a supplement that could be as effective as a prescription medication. That was huge for me. Now, I want to say, and I always say this, you can't supplement your way out of a poor diet or a body riddled with inflammation. So you can't expect any supplement or pill to be the be all and end all for ADHD. But probiotics, especially when you're buying good quality ones, can definitely benefit kids with ADHD. And as I said, my favorite probiotic is ProThrive, and you can find the link to that in the description below. Now, I always tell the families that I work with that it's best to get vitamins and minerals from food when possible. So here are some natural ways outside of the supplementation that you can get each of these vitamins and minerals that I've discussed in this video. One of the best ways to get more vitamin D is to get outside in the sunlight. Now, some foods that are high in iron include lean beef, poultry, oysters, and shellfish, cashews, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, spinach, broccoli, and dark chocolate. Yummo. Nuts and seeds like flax seeds and chia seeds, and leafy greens such as spinach and kale are great ways to get zinc. Next up, magnesium-rich foods include things like spinach, asparagus, cabbage, avocado, bananas, seeds, nuts, peas, broccoli, dark chocolate, or oily fish. Omega-3 fatty acids can be found in oily fish like salmon, trout, mackerel, tuna, and sardines. Nuts like almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, and pecans, and then seeds like chia, flax, and pumpkin seeds. Finally, probiotics can also be found naturally in kombucha, dark chocolate, and fermented foods. So to integrate these nutrient-rich foods into a child's diet effectively, try blending them into a smoothie. A kid-friendly approach that can really mask those flavors or textures kids might otherwise avoid. Or you could try incorporating these ingredients into familiar dishes like adding flax seeds to pancakes or mixing chopped spinach into spaghetti sauce, which can help ensure your child benefits from these nutrients without a battle at the dinner table. We don't need any more battles. Okay, so ideally you want to get as much as you can from foods, but when the diet is lacking, vitamin supplementation can be helpful. When children with ADHD receive adequate vitamins through supplementation, many parents and healthcare providers notice improvements in several areas of behavior and cognitive function. Specifically, adequate vitamin intake can lead to better focus, increased attention spans, which are critical for academic performance and daily activities. Supplementation can also enhance overall behavior, leading to decreased impulsivity and hyperactivity, making those daily routines and interactions much smoother and much more manageable. These improvements stem from the vitamins' support of neurological function and overall brain health, providing children with the nutritional foundation that they need to tackle the challenges of ADHD. Hope this is making sense so far. Now, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Now, so far we've talked about some of the most important vitamins and minerals for kids with ADHD. We've hit on vitamin D, iron, zinc, magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and probiotics. As mentioned, you want to get as much from food as you can, but sometimes supplementation can be beneficial as well, especially in children who are very picky eaters or have significant deficiencies. So how do you know which supplement is best? There are just so many out there, aren't there? I mean, I spent so much money trying to sort all of this out on my own all those years ago with my son. There are so many out there, and it can be so hard to choose the best option. Unfortunately, not all supplement brands are created equal. One of the mums in my program recently shared a supplement horror story that I wanted to share with you guys. She was running low on a supplement that her child with ADHD uses daily. She wanted to get a quick refill and she wanted it there as quickly as possible, so she ordered off Amazon instead of sites that she typically buys from. When the bottle arrived, the pills were a totally different color than the ones she received normally. She contacted the company and sure enough, the pills she received were fake. I mean, who knows what would have been in them, right? It's like, for me, that's super scary. So how do you know you are getting safe, pure supplements? You order from a place that you trust. Now, of course, I'm a little biased and love our online store, so that's where I order all of my family supplements from. But I also provide another option for you here in this video. I absolutely love the fact that our supplements come directly from the manufacturer. I know they are safe. I know they contain what they say they contain, and I know that they don't contain any additives or fillers. So here are just a few things that sets our supplements apart from others. Superior quality ingredients with proven efficacy that's backed by science. We actually do our best to not just meet expectations, but we want to exceed those industry standards. We have strict quality control for manufacturing, packaging, and storing. Not just anyone can manufacture, package, or store our products. We have strict qualification requirements and professional grade supplements formulated and manufactured according to our science-first approach. Rather than focusing on convenience or cutting costs, we focus on quality because it's for our kiddos. We want them to thrive. We don't want to cut any corners anywhere. We definitely never use any fillers, any additives, or any extras. So what you see on the ingredient label is what you get. So I'll add a link to our online store in the video description. But another place that I also trust is called FullScript. I'll add a link to that as well. Regardless of where you buy from, you want to make sure that you trust the company completely. Now, encouraging healthy eating habits and ensuring compliance with vitamin supplementation in children with ADHD can sometimes be challenging. But with the right strategies, parents can see significant improvements. I will tell you what the key is here. Consistency is key in establishing any new routine. So it's really important to set regular meal and supplement times that fit into your child's daily schedule. The regularity, it really helps children to anticipate and adapt to the routine, making resistance less likely. Parents should also monitor their child's intake of food and supplements to ensure they are receiving the right necessary nutrients. Involving your child in the process is super helpful. It allows them to choose from a selection of healthy options and participate in preparing meals. This involvement can increase their interest and willingness to try new foods. You can also use positive reinforcement to praise their efforts and success in following their nutrition plan, no matter how small. I have a couple of videos about helping children learn how to swallow pills, so I'll definitely add links to those in the description as well. Make sure and check that out if your child hasn't yet learned to swallow pills, because this can be super helpful with supplementation. Now, one final thing before starting any vitamin supplementation regime for children with ADHD, you definitely want to consult with your child's healthcare providers. This step ensures that the supplementation plan is safe, it's appropriate, and it's tailored to meet the specific nutritional needs of the child. These professionals can also monitor the child's progress and make adjustments to the regime as needed. It really ensures the optimal results without wasting money and avoiding any adverse effects. I want to thank you guys for joining us today as we talked about the importance of vitamins and minerals for kids with ADHD. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, remember to hit that like button below and to subscribe to our channel. When you do these things, it helps other viewers find our videos as well. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you guys tried supplements for your child with ADHD? Did you find any of them super helpful? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I want to see you in the next video.